Come on in and have a seat. It's time to sit down and have a chat at Stella Ruth's table. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is where you are. As always, I greet you with a great big old Texan smile and a hug from afar. You have reached Stella Ruth's table, where we sit down and talk about love, life, life's journey, and just life in general. Where our motto is live life, laugh often, and eat some good food while you're doing it. My name's Kimberly Brown, and as always, I am unapologetically myself because I don't know how to be anyone else. So now we are on episode 4 of our series, Prophecy, Process, and Promise, where we are understanding that although we are moving and meant for greatness, we know that. But we are understanding that there is a process in between the greatness that we know that we are destined for and the promise to where the greatness becomes our success. So we're learning to embrace that process. So today we are talking about embracing the process. So welcome to those who have just joined us for the first time. This is our episode 4. And so we can go back and listen to the past few episodes so you can catch up if you like, or you can just start right here. It's okay. So we're going to jump right in today. So first thing I want to talk about in embracing the process is understanding that trouble won't last always, but it will linger. So when you are in the process of your journeying to your greatness, or journeying to your success, and journeying to the things that you've decided that you want to do with yourself and your life, there will be trouble. Don't ever think that the trouble is not going to come. But it's not going to be there all the time, but it will linger a little bit. You got a couple of people that's going to be reminding you of the trouble, but you just keep moving on and keep moving past. You take everything a day at a time and a step at a time. The trouble will come, but the trouble's not forever. So you got to remember that. The next thing you got to remember is if it's worth having, it's worth fighting for and working hard for. I am a true believer that you got to fight for what you want, and you got to work even harder to keep it. So if your dream is to become the best chef in the world, then you got to fight for that. You got to cook even when nobody wants you to. You got to cook at home just because you just feel like cooking. You have to, I can't necessarily say go to school all the time because, you don't really have to go to school to learn to cook. Now, there are some fancy chefs, and I'm not knocking the culinary arts because I am a culinary expert myself, not knocking that at all. But one thing I decided, because I'm a home cook, I am not self-taught. My grandmother and my mother taught me to cook. But I learned a lot of things on my own, and I don't believe in spending $10,000, $12,000 to go to a culinary school to learn what I can learn on my own. There are some things that they can teach you. You can take some classes here and there, but you still have to fight for it. You have to fight. If you want to own your own restaurant, you got to take some business classes because you want to make sure that you can make your money and do what you need to do and chase, as the kids say, chase that bag without losing it, because you have a good concept of how business works. You have to fight for what you want and what you believe in, and then you got to work hard to keep it. Even if that is your marriage, you got to fight for it. Everything's not perfect. Some marriages do not work. That's just the true fact of the matter of everything. Some marriages just don't. Some people don't need to be married to each other because they are not compatible. But if you're in a marriage with someone or in a relationship with someone that within your heart of hearts that that is the person you're supposed to be with, then you got to fight for that. Marriage isn't easy. You have to fight. You have to work at it. My husband and I have been married almost 9 years. The beginning of our marriage was a little rocky because we still had to learn each other. I had to learn how he communicates. He had to learn how I communicate. We had to learn how to communicate and make up the lost parts of each other. So it's hard work. So anything worth having is worth fighting for and worth working hard for. I can honestly say in my marriage, this is the third time I've been married, and I'm just being honest and not to I'm not throwing shade, guys, so don't think I am. But this is my third marriage, and this marriage is worth fighting for. This relationship is worth fighting for and worth working hard at, because this man is truly the love of my life. I've never been with anyone like him. I've never seen anything like it. He is a good man, and he loves me, and that's not a question. That's the thing I had to realize, that the reason it's worth fighting for and the reason it's worth working hard for is because I have no doubt in my mind that he loves me. And I had doubted that years before in other relationships. There's no question in my mind as to whether he loves me or not. And so anything worth having, like I said, is worth fighting for and worth working for, be that your marriage, your relationships, your relationships with family members, your children, be that your career, your business, YouTube channels, podcasts, anything that you want out of life is worth fighting for and worth working hard for. Then you have to learn that through this process, even if it seems impossible, you have to hold on, because it's not going to be perfect right off the bat most of the time. Some people, they jump right into what they're trying to do, and it starts just booming, bam, 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 bam. It's booming. I've seen people, they get on YouTube, and first time on YouTube in a month or so, they got 50,000 subscribers, and it's like, what the crap? How'd that happen? Or you see these young ladies on Instagram that are Instagram models, and people are making money off social media, and somebody opens up a business. They just opened up 3 months ago, and they're on their way to $1 million, and you trying to figure out how they did this. But it doesn't happen like that all the time. So you have to be willing, even if it seems impossible, to hold on to that dream and hold on through your process. I'm in the middle of a process myself. All of this is new for me. The YouTube channels, the podcast, owning my own business. I have my own signature seasoning business. And through all of that, this right here is a serious process, and it's hard because I don't see with all of my hard work, I wasn't seeing the goodness from the hard work. But I still held on, and I'm still holding on. It seemed impossible, and I'm still holding on. Even when, and I'm going to say this because I'm just trying to make sure that you understand how important it is to fight hard and to hold on through your process. And I may get a little emotional, so please forgive me. But when I first started this journey to working for myself, just period, I called up my mother, and I was so excited because I had figured it out, and I wrote out my plan. And I said, Mom, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to write a cookbook, and I'm going to eventually have a podcast, and I'm going to open up my own signature seasoning business because I've been doing this for a couple years and blending my own seasonings, and I've been giving them away, and people love them, and then now people are buying them, so I'm going to do this. I was so excited, and her response was, You know, so and so got their master's degree a couple of weeks ago. I'm so proud of her. So she completely just disregarded what I just said to her. I was so excited. I was telling her all my plans. And in that instant, she immediately went to somebody else's success. Like what I was saying just didn't even matter. Yeah, whatever. By the way, such and such it just got their master's degree. It hurt, but I remember a time where if she had done that to me, I would have just given up and said, forget it. Because I wanted her approval so badly. I would have just given up and said, well, she didn't care, so why even try? But I didn't. I said, oh, okay, I see you don't care. Got it. Can't share that with you. And I held on anyway, and I'm fighting for my dreams. Okay? So you have to hold on even when it seems impossible. Now, here's the next thing. It's not going to be easy. If your process was easy, you would not be building the strength that you are. You're stronger than you realize. Easy doesn't add to your strength. When you're working hard and you're holding on and you're fighting for your dreams, you're building your strength and you're building your emotional muscle. I call it emotional muscle because your skin gets a little thicker and you're able to take more than you realize you can take. But you press on because even though the times are hard, you know that something great is going to happen at the end of this, and all of your hard work is going to pay off. So you press on and you keep building up your strength and you keep building up your emotional muscle and you keep holding on even when it seems impossible, and you keep fighting and working hard for what you believe in. Because what are we doing? We are creating better versions of ourselves. And then here's the other thing. You got to remember that at the end of this tunnel you on in this journey, there is a light, but it's not a train. So you don't have anything to be scared of. It's not a train coming. It's the light at the end of the tunnel that you've been working so hard for. So you keep your eye on that light. Okay? The Bible says that, you press toward the mark of the high calling. That's in life. You press toward your success. You see that light down there and you keep fighting to get down there to that light because you know that something great is down there. So you have to learn all of these tools in embracing the process that you're on. It's just a matter of how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want that success? How bad do you want that career? How bad do you want that marriage and that relationship to work? How bad do you want your relationship with your children to work? How bad do you want to work for yourself? How bad do you want it? You press toward it. You fight hard. You hold on even when it seems impossible. You continue even when it's hard to build your strength and your emotional muscle. And you keep building a better version of yourself. And you focus on the light at the end of the tunnel because that's where your greatness is. Now I'm going to let that sink in today. This one was not very long today because I had something to say. I knew exactly what I needed to say and I said it. I said what I said. That's what they say. Forgive me, I'm feeling a little goofy today. So I always say, I said what I said now. And then my newest thing is, who gonna check me, boo? So I said it, now who gonna check me? So I'm gonna let that sink in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and giving a listen to us here, or to me here at Stella Ruth's table. I appreciate you for rocking with me and riding with me. How about that? So if you want to get a hold of us, or if you want to ask some questions or see what else we got going on, I have a Facebook page, Stella Ruth's Table. If you check out Stella Ruth's Table, you can also see the link to my other Facebook page that is for my food channel on YouTube. I have Stella Ruth's Table on my YouTube channel. That's a podcast channel. And then I have Stella Ruth, which is my cooking channel. And then you can also find us on Instagram at Stella Ruth 2930 and Stella Ruth on Twitter. So if you're looking for me, I'm not hard to find. If you want to send me an email and ask some questions of any subjects you would like to hear about, my email address is lovemom2930@gmail.com or Stella Ruth's Table @gmail.com. Thank you again, guys, for tuning in and taking a listen. I appreciate you daily. Remember to live life, laugh often, and eat some good food while you're doing it. I love you. God bless you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.